Hello, Senior Stoner fans. This is the Real Senior Stoner back at you for your dip of the day. Today we're smoking Jimmy joints, coated in dab, rolled in dab, dipped in dab. And we're going to discuss our gift of gab. Well, everybody, today's topic's not a good one. I'm in incredible pain. And what is happening to me is finally being explained to me. I went to a doctor today at the University of Medicine and Dentistry. The senior professor in charge of the guy who's responsible for facial pain, oral pain, and pain. I guess these pain people are all connected. And now I'm being put through, expedited, thank God, with him. He's going to quarterback for me to find out what the root of these problems are. It's possible that there's some type of autoimmune deficiency affecting me from Lyme disease on up, that I'm being tested for, that I'm presenting many of the symptoms of. And by the way, backache, IBS, jaw problems are part of the symptoms. Now, so check this out. Why am I bringing it up? Why is this critical? Because do you look at the symptoms or do you look at the root cause? Aha! Now you understand. This is the key to our discussion today. What is your doctor doing for you? Is your doctor finding the root cause of your problem? Or is your doctor kicking the can down the road? Now, keep in mind, that's my terminology, and I even used it with my pain management guy. I want to be kept out of surgery. Let's kick the can down the road. Those are my words. But the pain you endure, the pills aren't hitting it right now at all. For the last 4 or 5 days, I've been just to the point that it's really bad. And when you're desperate, you do desperate things, but I did a very organized thing today and met with this really wonderful person who now, instead of looking at, well, you got to take care of your neck, 6 months later, you got to take care of your back. Oh, my God. 6 months later, you got your stomach going. Oh, my God. 6 months later, you get your jaw on the left side going, and on and on and on. No. Even though that's what he handles. It's amazing. There's stuff going on in your system where the receptors of your brain, the pain receptors, are responding appropriately. And you are not being given the appropriate medicine so that they do respond. What do you think of that? And I'm like, oh, that makes so much sense. And then he keeps talking about similar things, and I'm like, oh my God. So here's what has to happen. Obviously, you need a lot of blood work done. You need to meet with other doctors, which this guy's actually already done for me, setting these guys up to call me and set appointments up. And I can't obviously take the phone call here, but they're going to call me and I'm going to set an appointment up. But what does this do? This makes it like a dividing rod in the water. It's crazy. Am I going to search for the root cause of all the issues, or am I going to solve one and try to move it off the table? Traditionally, I would say one step at a time, let's solve one, move it off the table, and move on. But all I can tell you, as my neck goes into 5, 6, 7 pain today, along with my already in 9 lower back, sometimes ready to go to hospital pain, I say to myself, hold on a second. Even through the pain right now, I say, hold on a second. Yeah, I know I'm in that horrible, horrible pain right now. I know this is incredible. I'm heading up to an adjustable bed right now. And it's 2 in the afternoon. But hold on a second. That you mean to tell me there's a solution out there for all of it? So that when I come down out of that, and my neck starts going again, everything, and I get my stomach, you mean it all can slow down? or eliminate itself? Well, nobody promises anything in medicine. But what I've now uncovered, and I give myself a lot of the credit for this, because if I didn't keep marching, none of this would have been happening. So what you have to happen is now you've got to listen and take their advice. This guy, stay on the path. Whatever he says, do. I'm not kidding. To the point of where it's reasonable. So what I'm getting at is I did the blood work already. The first blood work. I'm going to do the second blood work. I'm going to meet with the other guy, a pain management specialist that he deals with. I'm going to meet with a specialist in lumbar neurosurgery, not a neurosurgeon who does the brain and does a few lumbars and thoracics and cervicals. No, this is a focused, specific situation. But he's not looking to operate. He's looking at things on the MRIs. What he's looking to do is tell me if I have an immune disorder that could be causing a lot of this to fire and interpret wrong. So it's literally going to be a fork in the road for me eventually. I'm going to have to decide, do I solve the symptom or do I move on and solve the larger picture? This man, who seems extremely qualified, I mean, talk about presentation, talk about demeanor, talk about confidence, talk about bedside manner, talk about, how about the real prestige of who he is, okay? Well, if you have that, you're pretty much at a very credible source. And you know what? That's a positive thing for me right now, okay? Now, I've got the pain management guy that's been dealing with me, that did over 30 procedures on me in the last 3 years. Prescribes me my medicine every month. Nice guy, fairly responsive, hasn't been over the last 3 or 4 days, but normally fairly responsive. That's path to stay on to keep me going. So unfortunately, what I've got to do, it's almost 3 paths, okay? You've got to stay non-surgical, which is the pain management guy. You got to stay in front of the surgeon so you can make sure that there's nothing that needs immediate attention. And you've got to have the long vision of the final answer as to what's causing all of this to happen. And if it all peels back, and he talked about peeling the onion, and I get it. If it all peels back, okay, that you got to go in and have surgery, maybe that's the answer at the end. But you don't peel that one first. He really recommends you don't peel that first. So I hope this helps everybody. I think this is unbelievable because it gives hope. That's right. Man, I was hopeless. I'm going to go from surgeon to surgeon to surgeon, and hope will tell me physical therapy's fine. So I don't get the surgery because I'm in the middle. That's not the right hope. Hope is having, I think, a clear path to what you're looking for. Okay? He's even talking about my sleep apnea, which I have, and dealing with that because it all piles on. And it made so much sense. 10 years ago, somebody told me about gluten. And I said, this is 10 years ago. And he told me about yeast. And I said, what are you talking about? Well, I had a yeast infection in my mouth, which was unbelievably painful. I basically want to cut out my throat. Yeast infection in my throat, I should say, because of a lot of antibiotics I was on a couple years ago. And I told this guy about it. He said, hey, you be careful, you're going to have it again. You got to brush your tongue, got to do all kinds of stuff, which is amazing. You go in with a problem like I have, which is the pain all over your body, brush your tongue. You go in with the pain all over your body, and he says, do you taste anything salty? I mean, think about these questions that you would think would be unrelated to what you are dealing with, but yet have so much impact. Because it's the difference between somebody saying, what's your pain scale today? Okay, we got to deal with that right now. Instead of somebody saying, well, okay, let me ask you a question. Do you get migraines? Well, I'm here for my leg. Well, hold on, do you get migraines? Okay. How's your bowel movements? What? I'm here for my leg. Do you understand where I'm going? So it's really separate ways to look at the same situation. And by golly, I think it's a good way for me to approach it now. That doesn't mean it's going to be the way I'm going to stay with long term, but this is a way I want to investigate further. This is the real senior stoner saying there could be options for all of us out there. You've got to peel that onion back. You've got to investigate and get questions answered. Have a great day, everybody. Cheers out there. I'm going to hit the Jimmy joint for you, if I don't burn myself. Have a great day. Cheers.